Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video on Geno Samuel's third channel, where he does this kind of like mini sort of docu-series documenting yokai, otherwise known as Japanese monsters. And this one is going to be quite a lot shorter, only because I'm not entirely sure whether or not there's less to be said about it, even though I do know apparently of what we're talking about called a Yoshirogami. Apart from, I think there's supposed to be like some kind of like large snake sort of creature with human appendages and features, but just in case I'm proven wrong or I look like an idiot, I do remember hearing the name. So let's see exactly what we got, because this is going to be pretty short anyway, so let's just see what we find out today. So let's begin.
Yokai. Monsters. Ghosts. Phantasms. Mythical creatures. Spirits of Japan. There is a rumor going around that if a woman becomes afraid to walk down a dark street, which by all means poses no real danger, yet still instills in her a fear, a yokai will come from behind her to pull at her hair or take away her umbrella or parasol by force. This fear-hungry spirit is the Uchishirogami. Uchishirogami, translating as behind spirit or god from behind, was first depicted in Toriyama Sekien's 1781 illustrated supernatural bestiary Konjaku Hyakki Shui, or Supplement to the 100 Demons from the Present and the Past. It is described as a flying phantasm with a faceless head completely covered with long hair and a single eye emanating from the whirl of its hair. It possesses 2 arms ready to reach out and grab at people, and a legless, ghostly, tail-like lower half. It has a mischievous but not malicious personality, seeking out people hesitant or fearful of carrying out their task, further scaring them by pulling at the hair on the back of their head or pulling at their umbrellas like a gust of wind. As the fearful turn to see it, it disappears as suddenly as it appears. It likes to pull at women's tied hair, making their buns fall apart, breathe its hot breath on people's necks, touch them with their cold fingers, or pull at their umbrellas. The written characters of the yokai, Uchishirogami, translate to behind God, but there is another word that replaces the character for God with hair, but is still read the same way, Uchishirogami, which in this case means the hairs on the back of your head. There is a Japanese expression that reads Uchishirogami o hikikaeru, meaning to have one's back hairs pulled. This is used to express reluctance, as in when one does not want to do something, they keep looking behind them, looking for an excuse to not go ahead, almost like the hairs on the back of their head are being pulled. The creation of this yokai seems to be attributed to this pun. The god from behind pulls on the hairs on the back of your head. Unlike Toriyama's graphic depiction, most drawings of the yokai from the Edo period do not show it explicitly, but merely imply its existence by showing women with their hair becoming untied, or their umbrellas suddenly inverting. Uchishirogami is simply the embodiment of people's fears, a boogeyman for adults, which would bring you cowardice and shame if you failed to meet your tasks head-on with confidence. It is a lesson to encourage you to face your fears and push forward before the Uchishirogami comes to pull you back.
Kind of strange how you would have to like face your fears, but you can't face it because it's a creature that is behind you. And as soon as you try and turn around, it's gone. It's kind of like a strange one right there, where I like the fact that apparently according to folklore, it's not supposed to be an intimidating creature. It's not supposed to be one that kills people or tries to run away and possesses magical powers. It's just merely a reminder. You know what, considering periods of, especially like in the late 20th century, you could argue that this was just as much as the idea of the Kachisiko Onna is supposed to scaremonger kids into not going with strangers. This is merely a reminder to adults. Or I like the idea they mentioned there. It's just, it's something to keep adults feared as well, because they are, if not even more impressionable than children. So why not keep them on their toes and keep them focused on the task at hand? It's kind of strange to think that they would base sort of like a legend based on something that's quite because where exactly did the Uchishirogami even come from? Or was it just merely a representation of intimidation via what's the word I'm looking for? Via encouragement. It's sort of like a different form of encouragement, saying that, well, how can you even say it's encouragement when it's basically very mildly inconveniently pulling on the backs of your hair while trying to steal your umbrellas? That's a strange one, but I don't particularly think, I wouldn't like to imagine it's supposed to be like very malicious or of any kind. I just think it's just there to do its course and not much else. I'm not entirely sure how else I could go on, so I think we'll just end it there. That's, at least it's a different one, and it's a different sort of monster, we should say. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed discussing about the Uchishirogami by Geno Samuel, and I will hope to see all of you guys again in the next video. Take care, ladies and gentlemen, and bye-bye for now. I know it's a shorter one, but, well, there you go.